This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Another week has passed and we have observed many developments from October 21 to today, October 28, and the next few days. One of the significant developments this week to which we extend our congratulations to the country, to the government, and to Miss Patricia Bautista, who was a major factor in having this brought out. This week, we finally find the resignation of Andy Bautista of the COMELEC, former chair of the COMELEC, accepted by President Duterte. And there were a lot of people that contributed to this success of the first weeding out of the evil elements in our COMELEC. Ito ay isang tagumpay ng bayan, ngunit yan po ay siguro 5-10% lang ng gagawin natin sa COMELEC. In fact, may nag-take over na maraming issue rin. But anyway, we will discuss that a little later. With us to discuss this is Mr. Attorney Melchor Magdamo, Mel ang tawag natin po, who was once a whistleblower also sa COMELEC, exposing yung tremendously overpriced envelopes there. Maybe we'll go back just to refresh our memories there. And we will evaluate this signal event in COMELEC and the events that are unfolding right now and what we should do and what the Duterte government should be doing. So, pakilala natin ulit si Kabansang Mel Magdamo. And so Mel, kamusta na ang laban dyan sa COMELEC? Anong update dyan?
This is just the start of a longer battle because one position out of 7 positions is just 1/7. So if ever a good chairman sits there, his vote is only 1/7.
That's right, yeah. And so we need a complete revamp. At least the majority ay mapalitan dyan. Kasi lahat yan ay one way or the other ay nakasabwat doon sa pagkukonsentidor dito sa Smartmatic at sa mga kalokohan ng lahat ng mga eleksyon simula noong 2010 up to 2016.
Tama po.
That's also my position. I'm glad that we shared the same view about this. And but let me go back again, just to refresh the memories. You were with COMELEC before, and what happened in the 2013 election bang yung expose mo?
Actually, 2009 pa.
2009 pa, okay.
When Smartmatic has been failing so many tests, and then I resigned in 2009, but my resignation was not accepted. And then again in 2010, but this time I made my resignation irrevocable.
And yung expose ng envelope, kailan ba yun?
The 700 million
That's right,
folders.
Yeah, folders.
Where the decimal point jumped 2 digits to the right. From 3 pesos and 80 centavos per folder, it became 380 pesos per folder, a total of 700 million pesos.
Wow, okay. And you were at that time, all throughout your time there, in the legal department or what department there?
In the office of the chairman.
Okay. So you came in panahon ni Melo? Or even before?
Panahon ni Melo, I was taken from the Supreme Court to the COMELEC.
Okay. So, yung envelope, what has come out of it now, yung expose na yun? Na-cancel yung purchase?
Na-cancel yung purchase, but the crooks got promoted. And they're still there until
They're
today.
still there. Bakit nangyayari yan sa ating bayan? Ano? Okay. Now we have an acting chair at the COMELEC, and controversial din yan. In fact, from our many discussions with other resource persons and with Attorney Glenn Chong, whom we will introduce a little later on through our interview with him in a few weeks back, no? Has identified during our previous discussion here the cases he filed, or at least one case that I'm familiar with, he filed against Christian Lim, the one appointed in an interim fashion to sit on the COMELEC chair while Andy Bautista is packing up already. Are you familiar with the case that Glenn Chong filed?
There are so many cases actually
Maraming
filed.
cases,
And this is just a continuation of the so many cases filed against the system of Smartmatic.
And I think in particular si Christian Lim, the acting chair now of COMELEC, was implicated in the midnight deal, 240 million ba? With the COMELEC chair in the 2013 elections, Brillantes.
Yes.
Chairman Brillantes. We have a clip from Glenn Chong explaining that case a little later on. Okay, so this is a first step in a long process of cleaning up the COMELEC, and then of course the question of the voting system, manual or still the same system, or manual and automated combination. But one of the problems in all this is that Smartmatic has a lock on the contracts because yung mga kondisyones doon sa mga programa ng COMELEC, dahil dito kay Chairman Bautista, Brillantes, and before that, itong sumunod na na-appoint din, parang tinanggap nila yung disenyo na Smartmatic has all the qualifications and nobody else can go in. Di ba?
I've been fighting against Smartmatic since 2008 actually, for the past 9 years. Smartmatic failed so many tests, not only in 2010, but even in that ARM election.
That's right,
in 2008. And they continue to fail, even in the test prescribed by law, the random manual audit. They never met the minimum standard. And
recently sa Facebook, si Glenn Chong has reported again some of the anomalies in Cebu in the Leni Robredo versus Bongbong Marcos elections. And nababawasan ng boto si Bongbong, and in some areas nadadagdagan si Leni Robredo, and the proof is already there, I think. But we'll have an occasion. Do you have any recollection about those instances now?
Plenty. Not only that, because it's really endemic. It just so happened that this is the latest. If we look only at the latest, it would seem that it's isolated, but it's system-wide. Okay. Well, let's look at these video clips that I prepared from my previous interview with Mr. Glenn Chong, Attorney Glenn Chong, to get number one, an idea of the quality of the crusader that is Glenn Chong, and then a discussion on why Christian Lim, the acting chair of COMELEC, who has been temporarily appointed there while there is a search for the COMELEC chair, for a new COMELEC chair, and the case that he is implicated in, involving also former COMELEC Chairman Brillantes. So let's roll this a little more than 4-minute videos from our last interview with Attorney Glenn Chong.
When the PET, the Presidential Electoral Tribunal, released its resolution last week, the mainstream media actually deceived the public. Kasi ang pinalabas nila, the Supreme Court affirmed the
Legitimacy.
the credibility,
credibility,
or the integrity of the 2016 elections. So I went through the 34-page petition, the 34-page resolution, binasa ko, wala ho talagang sinabi ang Korte Suprema that they are affirming the credibility and the integrity of
So
the 2016
how did the media draw that conclusion to
Actually,
print it out?
they got it from Atty. Romulo Macalintal.
Okay.
Kasi sinabi ni Atty. Romulo Macalintal, this resolution has the effect of affirming the credibility of the elections, which media, the mainstream media, nagkokopyahan lang ata eh. So,
That's true.
yung news report ng isa, kinopya lang ng iba. Ang tingin ko kasi, itong dalawang grupo, nahati yung COMELEC into two groups because each group is vying for kung sino yung makapagpasok kay Smartmatic. Because
Parehong proponent ng Smartmatic.
kahit saan hindi matatalo si Smartmatic dito kasi kahit sino sa dalawang grupo ang mananaig, nakataya si Smartmatic on both sides eh. So kaya sigurado sila sa 2019 sila pa rin. As a matter of fact, they're already hiring now. Wala pang bidding ha. They're already hiring now dahil sigurado sila sa 2019 sila pa rin. So itong dalawang grupo, well, of course, I cannot go after Chairman Bautista anymore because naka-file na ho ng impeachment complaint sa kanya. So ang ginawa ko, finailan ko rin si Christian Robert Lim ng complaint sa Office of the Ombudsman. Ang ginamit ko is the decision in Pabilio versus COMELEC and IBP, Integrated Bar of the Philippines versus COMELEC, where the Supreme Court mismo sinabi that yung ginagawa ni Christian Lim because he was negotiating privately with Smartmatic, ayaw nila ng public bidding. Gusto nila private negotiation, direct contracting. The court said, no, you have not proven the grounds to legally enter into direct contracting. Kasi ang theory ko is, nilatag ko lahat ng circumstances before. During that case, yung 240 million na midnight deal ni Brillantes. Sila yung dalawa yun eh. Si Lim at si Brillantes ang nagluto noon. Kasi pinirmahan ito ni Brillantes 3 days before he ended his term. Kaya ang tawag doon, midnight deal. Okay. So, and then afterwards, pinakita ko rin yung circumstances showing manifest partiality. Because manifest partiality, under Section 3E and 3G of Republic Act 3019, constitutes corrupt practices. And corrupt practices constitute misconduct in office that under Section 22 of RA 6770, the Ombudsman can investigate with a view to filing an impeachment complaint against the hearing official.
Pagsusulat ng pangalan really has to be siguro set aside na.
Yeah, we have to really set aside the sulat ng pangalan because that's what really consumes so much time. Actually, if we will just have checking or shading under a manual setup with 300 voters in a precinct, by 1 o'clock tapos na ho yung election.
Well, again, 30 seconds lang siguro ito. What about snapshots of the ballot before filling up and after filling up as a security measure? So, actual na...
Pwede siguro, we will have one machine there. It's an iPad that you can let the ballot pass through. Pwede rin. That's a good suggestion. So, you let the ballot pass through na empty. Walang pre-shade, walang pre-mark.
That's right.
So you let, and then this is recorded, and then this is saved, so that for future references, kung may dayaan, we can look into it.
So anyway, maraming paraan na pwedeng tingnan.
This is only an iPad, and it will not cost you so much. One iPad for every classround, and then afterwards, bigay mo sa teacher.
I think any other technology cannot be as expensive as Smartmatic.
Not so much. This 9 billion. We have so much wastage there.
Tapos yung transmission, electronic daw, mas mabilis at saka hindi nadadaan sa ibang mga kamay, no?
Yeah, that's when you can use the hybrid system. Manual voting, manual counting, then automated.
Okay, doon sa interview, the clips that we put together, highlighted one, of course, Mr. Glenn Chong, Attorney Glenn Chong, and how well-versed he is with the whole COMELEC operations and processes, including the anomalies and questionable transactions. There was a focus on that crucial issue of the midnight deal of Christian Lim with former COMELEC Chair Brillantes. There is also a pagpapasada doon sa problema ng Smartmatic, how it controls all the current factions there. And everybody's interested to support it and maybe be the one to get the favors, as proven by Andy Bautista, they do get favors. Ano? Kasi at least yung Bautista, nandun na, malinaw na. Ano? And then a discussion on the reform and changes. We need diyan sa voting and counting and transmission system. So which one would you like to deal with first to add to our understanding of the situation?
Maybe the one about the endemicness.
Yung pagkaugat nitong corruption diyan sa COMELEC.
Yes, 2019, Smartmatic should not be there, non-negotiable. In fact, dapat mag-revolution if Smartmatic
Pag nandiyan pa si Christian Lim, malamang ipaglalaban niya ang Smartmatic.
I do not know if he will still be there because his term is 7 years.
So hanggang kailan?
So
If he's reappointed, can he be reappointed?
No.
Because he's not chair.
There's no reappointment.
Wala. So okay.
So there will be vacancies. But right now he is sitting as
That's right. Acting di ba?
yes, and for the 2019 elections he could sign
Baka
documents
umabot pa.
so that to tie it back again to Smartmatic.
So pwedeng magpirma siya ng mga kontrata sa Smartmatic for the 2019 elections kahit wala na siya sa 2019.
Yes, it will become
itatali na niya ang bayan.
itatali na niya ang bayan sa Smartmatic. I think that's what Glenn Chong is up to.
That's what he's worried about, no?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Glenn Chong also is one of the few who has smoking gun evidence. Although COMELEC refuses to admit it, but what Glenn Chong is holding is certified true copy by no less than COMELEC itself of the anomalies of Smartmatic since 2010. The network intrusion, the hocus pocus, it's all there. Glenn Chong did this painstaking, meticulous point-by-point analysis of the evidence.
So, very dedicated talaga si Glenn na pag-aralan, himay-himayin ang lahat ng mga detalye, and I appreciate it a lot because I don't have the time to do that myself. He's doing that for the people.
Yes, I've seen it. I'm an insider and I've seen his evidence. To me, it's rock hard.
Paano yan? Do you have 7 commissioners? May ebidensya? Anong ginagawa nila?
They become blind to the evidence.
Patay mali sila. Deadma. Parang wala. Parang pinapali. Pero kinasuhan daw nila si Glenn Chong.
Yes, including me actually.
Ikaw din. Ano bang kaso na i-final sa inyo?
All sorts of cases, libel, election sabotage, which is non-bailable by the way. Although the cases against me have been dismissed already.
Paano naman election sabotage? You're not in COMELEC. What can you sabotage? You're not election inspector bang tawag doon, BIE and so on. You are just a critic from the outside. How can you sabotage, di ba?
I don't know. They accuse me of stealing ballots in Baguio.
Anong ebidensya nila doon? Nahawakan ka ba? Nakunan ka bang may hawak na balota? Anyway, alam naman natin that they will try to do.
Ridiculous. Anyway, those charges have been dismissed already. And lately, I've heard there will be another one, a new one. Because if Glenn Chong is the one appointed in COMELEC, and it's highly probable that Glenn Chong will be asking from me, advices from me about how to deal with the syndicates in COMELEC.
And you know because you're from the inside before, no?
Yes.
And let's give the public a little background of Glenn Chong. He was congressman from Biliran.
Yes.
He's from a business family there, as well as, of course, he's a trained legal professional.
CPA lawyer.
CPA din. So lawyer and CPA accountant.
Yes.
Well, we have shown that he has been following the cases and really nakababad siya sa mga issues na yan. What else can you add to the public understanding of Glenn Chong?
It's very rare for people, netizens, in so large numbers who are not bots, who are not trolls, to be voting for someone. This is the first time that there's a big groundswell for someone for the position of COMELEC chairman.
Yeah. Well, let's look at 2 of the endorsements of Glenn Chong that I prepared. There are very many, but I just had time to put this together. The first one is a post from Jovel Dangel, and then another one is from BBM. But who else do you recall? Sasot has endorsed him.
The bloggers.
The bloggers have endorsed him. Si Rigoberto Tiglao posted that he doesn't know much about Glenn Chong. Why is he being endorsed? Somebody posted a very long, detailed endorsement to answer the questions of Bobby Tiglao of the Manila Times. I also endorse him because I have talked to him. I have not only once but twice or thrice I have interviewed him, and we know he knows the business, no? And he knows the things that have to be changed or reformed. He's very balanced and he's very objective about this, and he's dedicated. That's the most important thing.
Even on the personal side, I rode once upon a time with him. Then we got caught by the traffic for traffic violation, which the police seems to be wrong, and yet Glenn Chong told his driver, obey, even if the police is wrong, give your license. And then that's one side of Glenn Chong I saw, which perhaps the public they're not aware of that.
So, but how can we ensure that President Duterte gets to understand and know that there are endorsements for Glenn Chong? Meron ba tayong alam na paraan para maabot yan? Kasi pipili siya while Christian Lim is there, baka by default maiupo si Christian Robert Lim, no?
Hindi, kasi he's already a commissioner. There's really a vacancy. So right now, Christian Lim is just acting. Acting.
Now, is the chairman selected among the commissioners or appointed?
Appointed by the president.
By the president. So we still need to work on first getting Glenn Chong as one of the commissioners and then appointed as chair.
No, it's just a simple appointment. Because the chairman, whoever sits, if Glenn Chong gets the position or whoever sits as chairman, they will not be able to preside in the 2022 presidential election. Because the one who will sit as chairman will only sit there until 2022 February 2.
Okay.
Why
is this maybe
an unexpired term of
Bautista?
Of Andy Bautista.
Only day-to-day, the new chair will only serve the unexpired term of the previous chair.
Yes,
okay.
the unexpired term.
Okay. Briefly, ikaw, anong opinion mo doon sa manual versus automated or combination?
The best countries in the first world countries are using combination.
Yeah.
Manual in the precincts and then automated transmission.
Yeah. We showed that and a study made by Indians showing 6 or 7 countries, all in Europe, that have gone back to manual and automated combination. Germany, of course, Italy, I think Ireland, and several other countries.
The latest, I think, was Australia.
Australia also. So what's keeping us? Smartmatic is keeping us because they have huge lobby money.
It's easy to cheat electronically.
Oh.
And Smartmatic has been perfecting the art of electronic cheating.
Okay. So, Mel, what else would you like to add before we close this discussion on the search for the new COMELEC chair?
Hopefully, President Digong will listen because the one who will sit here has no bias for the 2022 presidential election because his term will expire in months before the presidential election.
Okay.
So whoever sits here must be a good one, must be willing to hit hard against the syndicates.
And after the appointment of the new chair, you still need to replace the other commissioners.
Yes.
How many of them should be retiring?
Since the term is 7 years each.
7 years, yeah.
There will be 2 more vacancies next year.
Next year, and then the year after, there will be some more vacancies we expect.
Yes, there will be vacancies there's a vacancy every other year because the term of the 7 commissioners, they are not simultaneous, but they have a spacing. They have what you call this, so that there will be continuity.
Okay. So, Attorney Magdamo, stay on. We'll discuss the other major development this week, and that is the jeepney strike and its impact and our view of the jeepney modernization program. Okay, please stay on for our next segment.